We are at the brink of a complete collapse of the human service infrastructure.
And it's a crisis of unparalleled magnitude in our state.
The budget crisis in Illinois is having a devastating impact on children and families and those who care for them in Illinois.
And the programs to help the most marginalized, the people that need it the most, the kids, those are the programs that were cut.
I think all public policy experts and public officials, business people, parents, and students would agree that it's one of the highest priorities of government is to create a strong and vibrant public education system. And currently, we are not investing in the manner and levels at which we should be. And in fact, we're behind in funding our school districts and other education service providers to the tune of approximately $1 billion in Illinois.
Well, since this recession began, more than 30 states have raised taxes as part of a balanced approach that includes revenues. They've also cut spending, there's no question about that, but they realized that if they tried to solve this problem only by cutting spending, they'd be hurting themselves.
Can we actually imagine how it is that we're to live together in a community, all in this together, sharing the resources we have?
You can't solve this problem by cuts and borrowing alone. You have to also increase revenues.
If the human service infrastructure in Illinois collapses, we will be facing a calamity the likes of which most of us have never imagined.
We cannot cut our way out of this deficit hole. Illinois has already cut funding for many vital public services. These cuts are not just numbers on a page or entries on a budget ledger. These cuts affect real families.
We need to make sure that whoever goes in Springfield and make decisions will put this issue on his priority.
The school needs money, the social service needs money, and I think it's a short sight for legislature to think that, well, we don't need to raise money, we just, cut some of the program.
And if we're talking about investing in our future, this is it. So it's up to us to make the decision to vote the hard choices sometimes, but knowing that in the future, in the long run, that it's actually to our benefit.
This is a campaign of paramount importance. We all need to play a leadership role in telling people about what's happening, encouraging them to respond.
So that the people of Illinois can really have some hope in bringing our economy back to what we know that it can be.
Ultimately, we have to care for one another. And when we see what's happening in facilities for the elderly, or in our public schools, or in prisons, or in the ways in which we deal with people who are bereft of the basic needs in life, it's obscene.
States in the past have raised taxes in recessions, and they've done it in this recession too. What we've seen over time is that states that raise taxes perform economically just as well as states that don't, in a lot of cases better, because they're making those investments. So if people say, you can't spend your way out of a recession, well, you can't cut your way out either. You need a balanced approach that includes revenues, because cutting alone is counterproductive and hurts people in the end.
We all know the legislators, leaders don't act unless they hear from their constituents.